It could be.
Can we restart my time, please? Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties from performer. I was born in this skin. I didn't always look this way. My birthmark actually started as a small little patch on my nose, and it grew as I grew older. I come from a mixed race family, and when I say mixed, I mean 9 different races. There you go, that's my family. So we have people of every single shade and skin tone in my family. So even though I didn't look like anyone else, I didn't feel like it was weird, like I was different. Because to me, I was just another shade in the rainbow. It wasn't until I started going to school when things really started to change. Kids started calling me names and teasing me all the time. Strangers would even stop my parents or I on the street and ask me questions like, "What happened to your face? Are you sick? Is something wrong?" As a little girl, when you get reminded all the time that something is wrong with you, that something needs to be fixed, you tend to believe it. And that little girl who was so full of life, who was so passionate about music, she slowly disappeared. That's my mom trying to console me, being upset. You won't actually find any photos of me from my teenage years because I stopped taking photos just like I stopped looking in the mirror. When I was 11, I started getting whitening injections and trying every single treatment and product out there so that I could change the color of my skin, the color of my complexion. And it got really frustrating. And that escalated when I grew older. I became really depressed, and in my early 20s, I numbed the pain by drinking a lot. At one point in my life, I was drinking almost every single night, and some nights I would actually pass out in front of the door before I could get my key in, and my mom, she would actually have to pick me up and put me into bed. You also won't see any pictures from my 27th birthday because I completely blacked out before even it was midnight. But what I do remember very clearly was that what happened the next day. I woke up in a strange hotel room with my cousin beside me, and I think this is going way too fast. Yeah, can you pause for a second? So yeah, because I think it's important to tell the story the way it is, right? So on my 27th birthday, I woke up the next day after, and I was in a strange hotel room with my cousin sleeping beside me. I was really so sick. I was throwing up the entire morning. It was so bad that my cousin actually had to take me to the doctors, and I had to get my stomach pumped out. And it was at that moment that I realized, well, this is crazy. If I was going to continue living this way, I would probably end up killing myself. I really wanted to change things and turn things around. And what I did was take a 3-month sabbatical from work, and I really started reconnecting with myself. But it took me years of therapy and treatment and trying all sorts of things before I finally was at a place where I was at peace with who I was. During that sabbatical, I actually was in my sister's house one random day, and I saw my nephew's toy piano lying on the floor. For some reason, I had the urge to pick it up, and I did. I started playing, and out of nowhere, I started writing the song called Blackbird about this little bird who really wanted to go out there and try things, but who was too afraid to fly. And that moment really changed my life. It rekindled my love for music. It took me about a year of songwriting at home before I finally found the courage to stand on the stage and perform in front of a lot of people. That was the most petrifying thing. I suffered from anxiety for about 2 years before every single show, but I kept doing it over and over again because I didn't want to lose that little girl. The more I performed, the more I felt like I was comfortable in my skin, and I wanted to start a platform that allowed other people to be heard and seen as well. So in 2015, I started True Complexion. It's a social awareness platform online, and we tell stories of individuals who live with different disabilities, medical conditions, body image issues. I always wanted to take the platform offline, so last year we actually had our first festival called Alive. We showcase individuals in our community and what they do and how much they're capable. Yeah, so this was the poster we had at the Bean Publica. It was really a fun day. We had talks, we had events, we had talks, we had booths, we had musical performances, we had so many things. You know, I got the community together, and I even got Rachel, who was the girl that we fundraised for. Her medical bill is actually 1.6 million a year, and Rachel, who's coming up in the next slide. I actually got her to, she is a little person, she has this condition called Morphew syndrome. I actually got her to MC the event so that people can see that she is so much more than what she looks like, that she is so much more capable. And at the event also we had, as you can see, a sign language workshop, a guy with one arm who did a talk, and Avina, who's actually in a wheelchair, who's an artist. So we created that kind of environment. When I look back at how crazy the past few years have been, I think, how did this scared little blackbird end up on a stage singing in front of 3,000 people and end up having Scottish band churches remix her song? How did this little girl who had this birthmark on her face, the one thing that really made me hide away from everyone, actually end up creating a platform that was inclusive? That creates a platform that allows other people who are different to be heard and seen as well. The answer is, it wasn't without a lot of struggle, a lot of tears, a lot of hard work, and a lot of fear. This next photo was actually taken last week. The photographer asked me, what are you afraid of right now? And actually next week I'll be flying to Singapore for the Women of the Future Asia Awards, which I was nominated in the Arts and Culture category. And then right after that, I fly to the United States for, that's the next poster coming up, the Eisenhower Fellowship Program, which I was accepted in. And I feel terrified right now because I'm not like any of these other people you see. I'm not a CEO, I'm not a state senate, I'm not someone who's popular or done really large things in their life. I'm just a girl who started a Facebook page and who started making music. But every time I get that fear in me right now, I remind myself of this little girl who I lost for so long. I think about her and how I've hid her, and I've hid her for so many years that finally now that she's out, I want to allow her to just go for it. So even though I fail and I hurt myself, we continue through. This was a photo of me taken for my last single cover called XOXO. And as you can see, I really let that little girl just play now. She wants to put candy on her face. Let's put candy on my face, right? So I just allow her to experiment, explore, and just play and have fun. It is scary doing something new and something different, and it is scary going out of your comfort zone because you don't know what people are going to say and think of you. But for me, what I've learned is that it doesn't matter because this life is about you and no one else. So perhaps you might have a little blackbird hiding somewhere, or you might have a little boy or a little girl inside of you who you lost connection with for so long. If you do, maybe it's time to let that blackbird fly and to allow that little kid to be seen again. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.